But most men are not living in relationships where they're ultimately satisfied, ultimately given the things that they want, ultimately served and respected at the level that they want. So there's an exchange. This is reality. So you guys get that stuff, but then now you want highest level of sexual satisfaction as well. Then you want the ring you want. Then you want the lifestyle you want. Then you want the communication you want. What does he get?
I mean, we're women.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
We've all done it. We've all seen a woman on a man's arm, and you knew, like, he got the grade A Wagyu, organic, imported from Japan beef.
I heard that, you nasty. You nasty. You little nasty. Little nasty.
Some men don't care to know how to please a woman, and they're more concerned about themselves sexually. And there are some that pretend to know what they're doing, but don't really know.
What?
I didn't know I was being deprived till I realized I was being deprived. Like, I didn't know. Like, the
But
good
what
one of me
you
did
don't
not
know-
know that.
Girl, what you don't know, you're not gonna miss.
What?
Do you think that overwhelmingly men care about women's satisfaction sexually?
I think that most of the men see it as a reward system. So I would say no, not necessarily. And there's a lot of men who are completely oblivious to what their performance is. And that's perpetuated by the woman and their lack of interest in pleasing a woman.
Okay. All right, that's fair. I'm just curious. I talking to depending on the demographic of women, I hear there's a premium on satisfaction, and then it depends, because if I'm being honest, it sounds like y'all want everything, and that's not bad. We got one life, right? But where is where's the give? In my opinion, I don't see most people's life having almost everything being balanced. You don't typically get super intellectual, super handsome, super driven, super disciplined, super demon in the sack. He knows how to throw a right punch. He comes from a good family. Like, that's fantasy. So good sex to me, I know JR's not sex, but we're talking about intimacy. I think that has to be built. That has to be developed. I'm sitting here, being anecdotal. I'm thinking, like, if my woman was to come to me and talk about, she would want to, explore satisfaction sexually. Fair, I'd probably be open to it, but my first mind would probably be like, what are we comparing it to? Because in most cases, her included, she's not a virgin. So when we talk about that, what are we really talking about? Are we talking like, am I trying to live vicariously through where you've been, or is there a new level? Like, and for me, that's tricky. I would love the women to help kind of navigate.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of not fair to. That's kind of not fair to say, because in the other aspect, men want to be pleased. They have an ideal of how they want to be pleased. And so they're expecting their partner to be able to please them in such way. So when it comes to a woman, we have the same. It doesn't have to mean past histories or future histories or whatever. It just simply means that I know that I'm not getting fulfilled completely, sexually. So for a woman to bring that up is just kind of opening the door to have that conversation. And she don't want to bruise your ego by just saying, look, you lasted for 2 minutes lately and this just ain't getting it, so she's like, can we explore new things or try this? That's probably her way of trying to have that conversation with you. But ideally, we still want to get pleased too. Like, we're human. We have desires and we want to, climax just like you do.
And I'm not.
So just to put that into perspective real quick, I know you were, this kind of goes into the question you asked as well. There's about 30 to 50% of women don't experience a climax with every encounter, right? And 10 to 15% of women up to 35 have never experienced a no. So that's kind of wicked. when you think about it. I don't think we could say the same for men, right? Like we're going to finish most of the time. There's very few times where I might have faked a nut. I mean, it can happen, but it's not. It's atypical. And
And I
women are
think that
shamed.
goes
I think one
back.
of the main reasons is because women are shamed. Women are, or even if they're not shamed by men, they are ashamed to talk about it. They're ashamed to ask what they want, and sometimes you'll find yourself pulling teeth when you try to have the conversation.
Well, and I think that that's fair. I hear you, Parrish. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. So I'm trying to, arrive in good faith. But this is me. I'm speaking for me, not for anyone else. I look at relationships holistically. I look at the relationship as a whole. In my opinion, most women get majority of what they want in the relationship. In my opinion, you making a face. I'll ask you a question. Have you ever dealt with a guy that you did not want? Did you ever pursue a dude that you didn't want?
No.
Okay. I wouldn't think that you're different than most women. So even you saying no, that's most women's experience, right? The relationship is built around you being satisfied in most places that matter: time, communication, things of that nature. So this is why I said moments ago, I think y'all want everything, because I know you're making a face and you can jump in at any moment, right? In one area, if you are not the center of attention, but in all other aspects, majority of the time you are, to me, it sounds selfish overwhelmingly, because just like Trev said, biologically, men are always going to bust when we talk about sex, but most men are not living in relationships where they're ultimately satisfied, ultimately given the things that they want, ultimately served and respected at the level that they want. So there's an exchange. This is reality. So you guys get that stuff, but then now you want highest level of sexual satisfaction as well. Then you want the ring you want. Then you want the lifestyle you want. Then you want the communication you want. What does he get?
I mean, we're women. So of course we want what we want. But so to say that women, get everything they want in a relationship, which is 9 out of 10 not true, because then we'll still be in the relationships since we're the ones that's always leaving. But to say that comparison to having, climax during sex is mind blowing. There's so many benefits in having climax. So to deprive that person of being able to have that is, you know what I mean, that's just top tier to, or on just comparison to you wanting to get your nut. Like, so I don't see how we can, scale one against the other. Of, we want the looks, we want the finances, we want the communication, with the, yeah, all those things is good, but to deprive me of sex, this is something my body craves. Like, do you want me to walk around here like a diva? Because if you give me some and make me climax, that is a stress reliever. So, like, it's so many things to give women energy. Do you know if I get some, I'm ready to clean this whole house up? So, to deprive a woman of something that her body naturally wants because you come with all the other things, it's kind of like, what are we talking about?
I mean, but that
That's
could go
not what,
both ways, though.
and that's not what I said.
It definitely goes both ways. But that's the reason why I said, if a man needs it, we can't say that just because he don't require as much as a woman in a relation, that a woman don't need that as well. I'm a strong advocate for, pleasing your man in every way, in any way. Total advocate for that. Like, but the
But I
thing
will.
is, it goes
Oh,
both
so
ways.
can we get the ladies on the panel then to actually articulate how much of a priority it is? Because women aren't typically very honest about it. If it is so important, which I'm not denying, because I do believe it's very important, but most women don't articulate how important it actually is.
So I think
I think
one of the aspects you can kind of look at is that, and the women know they're gonna identify this. Y'all ever looked at somebody, a woman, and been like, her man must got the magic stick because the way she act with that man, We've all done it. We've all seen a woman on a man's arm, and you knew like he got the grade A Wagyu, organic, imported from Japan beef. You knew it. You knew it by the way she treated that man. You knew by the way she was acting. You knew how the way she was like, don't nobody touch my man. Like, so I think that one of the things I've seen is that it's not the most important thing to women, but I do think that it is highly important, and I can identify a difference when I see a woman who is sexually satisfied and one who is not. And it typically shows in how she treats that man.
Right.
And
everybody else.
The ones who run you said and everybody else.
You said that it's not as important to women. What sex?
I think for the average man, sex and respect are like competing for the top two. I think for a woman, it's probably 3 or 4, depending on the woman, of course. Right? It's going to fall in different levels of priority, but love, security, and then it might be sex after that. For most men, I think it's going to be like respect, sex, and then service is probably in my mind what their 3 priorities are. And when I say that, I mean like, you know, everyone's got a list.
Sex. Yeah, it's pretty high on the totem pole for me, and I would just say like I have.
Is it the number 1 or number 2? If you really had to pick that billion.
So we already said I'm not picking the billion. No, I just think that like if I don't have that, then I don't really, I would probably feel like a man. Like I don't have that, then I don't have a solid relationship. And you could say that's whatever I don't know, shallow, whatever. I just think that it's super high, that compatibility, that desire. I cannot be with somebody, me personally, I can't be with somebody that I don't sexually desire. It will never, ever work.
Yeah, you're taking it a different direction, Jay. That I hear you. That's you're taking it a different direction. I appreciate y'all. You can tell how giddy y'all get. This is why this is a great conversation. But it's again interesting. And I hear what Parrish tried to do. I didn't say that it wasn't important to satisfy a woman or strive to satisfy her. I said, where is the exchange? Because your assumption from what you said, don't know if you caught it, is that because we bust a nut, biologically, this is going to happen, right? If you put a puppet around his genitals long enough and it has enough of friction, he can bust a nut. That's just biology, right? Y'all not like that. So it's not just the physical.
I think the vibrators are saying that's not true. I think
the vibrators can't compare to a man.
That's not.
I think no,
but no, that's not what he's saying. Though. But
I think it's more physiologically accessible than most people. They make it complicated, and human physiology and anatomy. There are plenty of books out there that actually explain that it's not that complicated.
Well, I think
I don't think anybody got time for a book during that time though. Like they're not about to go start reading. Like, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me flip through these pages real quick. Like that's just not something that.
But I guess my question:
even if you do read the book, are you gonna remember that when it's time to go?
Well, I guess my question to the men would be: when did you finally learn how to please a woman, or what it takes to do it? Because I think that that's different on both ends, where some women are really willing to learn you. And the exchange is that I'm learning you and learning your whole inside and out. I know that you don't like mayonnaise on your burger. I know that you like extra cheese, all of these things that we feel like y'all need from us, right? We feel like we're these good women because we can get your order right. We can massage you. We can do all these things and we can please you. Flip side, when you're questioned, when is it that you learned how to please a woman in that realm? Because intimacy and sex are 2 different things for us, right? And it should be for everybody, theoretically. But I do hear a lot of men use sex as the intimacy moment. But when did y'all learn how to do that with a woman? Like really learn her? Or took the time to even care to learn her? Because according to what he said earlier, a lot of men don't care about it. We know that y'all are going to ski. So what about us? There are some women that don't even know that they can. They don't even do that part.
Women's body is the same. I think a lot of men, women's body, a lot of the women's bodies are the same. That's what. Oh, I thought she was saying something. But yeah, I think a lot of men be like, or think they already know what they're doing because they done got so many notches under their belt that if they hit this woman, hit Jay the same way they hit Becky or Stormy, that they gonna get them there. But every woman is different, and I from what I know, and I know a lot of men that say they don't take the time because, as you said, they don't care all that.
I agree with you, but I also feel like the time spent with that person, you're gonna learn that person's body. You're gonna learn what they like, what they don't like, and like it can only get better from there because you guys are actually being intertwined with each other, learning about each other's likes and each other's bodies and what tickles and what doesn't. Like I just feel like the more time you spend with that person, the more you can figure it out.
I never had an experience where somebody didn't want to. I mean, I can't think of a time where somebody didn't show that they wanted to actually please me, or like maybe they didn't give the full effort. They didn't go 100, but I just didn't. I don't. So I guess like true. What your question is, when does the even exchange come for men when you wake up? No.
So I don't think that that's actually
he's frozen.
Look like he's asleep.
I was like, is he being funny?
I was like, did he just fall asleep on?
He definitely did.
But that does go back to what he said though earlier. If you really think about what Tress said earlier, was that they didn't care. Like some men don't care to know how to please a woman, and they're more concerned about themselves sexually. And there are some that pretend to know what they're doing, but don't really know. So it's at that one point. Like for me, I didn't even know I was supposed to enjoy it. Like the way I was taught was sex was just for reproduction. It wasn't even about nothing more, nothing less. I didn't even think I was supposed to enjoy it until I finally did. And I was with someone that was like, watch this. And I was like, wait, whoa. My body short circuited. And then I was like, do that again, sir. But it's not until someone takes the time to do it. Because, baby, it's some people like that don't. And if I was to ever talk about it with my grandma, she wouldn't have said none of this. Like it was never about enjoying it. Yeah. So for me to learn it later on, it's like
so the truth's point too is that a lot of men, because we think that, or because men can climax easily 90 whatever percent of the time, doesn't mean that they're being fulfilled, sexually. So just because they could get in there and get the job done, a lot of men, like for instance, they'll complain about, or not complain, but want to be wanted. So they're like, I'm tired of being the one that's always have to initiate, or you're not in the mood, but you will give me some, tired anyway. And they want to feel like they're wanted as well, or the whole, shebang of just that sensual experience with her, or even oral. Like some women have a problem with that. So just because they can climax don't mean that they are being fulfilled sexually. So I think it goes both ways with partners. Like some people think that they're doing enough and that's all that's needed, and not really being open to and exploring their partner, like Toya was trying to say. A lot of people just don't take the time out to actually get to know their partner's ins and out and what their desires. Like that's one of my questions. What's your desires? What's your fantasies? What's the wildest thing you ever done? How did that
do it?
feel? Like have those conversations in the vetting process, so I know what I'm getting into. Like, can I keep up? Or maybe I'm a little too much. But so those conversations beforehand, because yeah, you'll end up deprived because you think you're just doing what you need to do, and that's enough for that person.
See, I guess that's where the good girl in me is a little different because I didn't know I was being deprived. Like I didn't know I was being deprived till I realized I was being deprived. Like I didn't know. Like the good girl in me did not know that.
Girl, what you don't know, you're not gonna miss.
So it's hard to have a conversation like that with someone that's like that, right? Because if I'm not really that sexual, you can't really ask me how to do it because I'm be like, oh, you know. Because in the beginning, that's really how I was. Like I wasn't about that. All I did was whatever he said pleased him. I would do that. I didn't think about me. because I didn't put myself in that equation. I didn't know I needed to.
Yeah, but a lot of us is like that. So that's why men probably like younger women, because they're not overly exposed. So what they bring to the table is enough, you know. So that's probably why they like those kind of women. It's just what you don't know that you're missing, you're not missing it.
Right. So then once you finally figured it out, you're like, oh, but that exploration for me was later. It wasn't in the beginning.
I used to read a lot of books.
I told them to read. Like
I read books too.
Like, wait, because here's the interesting part.
They were my brother's porn books.
I like reading books.
Oh, no, not that. I mean actual educational.
I like conversation book. It's a book.
Oh yeah, I like those too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right?
That'll teach you a lot.
I think many people forget that you're supposed to be, if you're religious, I'll just use my own religion for, you're supposed to be married as virgins, right? And it's supposed to be a journey that you take with someone to explore and understand each other. And as someone who knows plenty of virgins, male and female, when they got married, I feel like in today's time, right, people are exposed to information and they can get information. And then I feel like our generation grew up, or, you know, generations grew up now that we're way more open. So I feel like people are asking questions. They are finding out from each other. Like I've heard a lot of great information and things being exchanged from people who have never had sex before, but they actually did the work and were like, look, this is what I heard about. This is what I know about. This is what, you know, we're going to read a book, see what's what. Have your yeses, your nos, try some stuff. We're going to come back every 6 months or whatever and see what works for us. And these are little people who have virgins, right? So they ain't had no previous experience. I think one of the issues, to your point, is that actually, I think it's for men and women, you come in with all your preconceived things, thinking you know what you're doing, and you're coming to a new person who has a different body. And it's like, and women do it. I know plenty of women like, well, I just don't know what he likes. Did you ask? Did you say, hey, let's try everything from A to Z, see what works for us as our bodies connect? And I think too many people bring in that baggage from others without an explorative and an open mind to say, I'm focusing on the person I'm with now, what they like, what they don't like. I'm focusing on what I do and don't like from this person. Right? Because I think too much trying to fit old experiences into new people, just, it won't work. It is not meant to work.
So thank you, because that's what I was trying to allude to earlier on.